welcome back to our channel. When we built this greenhouse in October, what is this, a greenhouse, high tunnel, hoop house? What do you call this thing?
Huh?
What do you call this thing? I mean, there's technical terms. We call it a greenhouse.
Oh, this is just a beautiful space.
Just a beautiful space, Brooke says. I know there's a technical term to this. So, I guess pretty much it's a high tunnel hoop house. It's not heated. We did do double plastic in here for the future if we were ever to heat it. But this year we're just getting our footing. And so when we put this up last October, we had to wait all winter to start planting in here. And I feel like the time has come and it's like, it's here before we know it. And so it's the end of February. We've been working on this space all winter on warm sunny days, getting up here as often as we can, just laying out beds, figuring out what we want to do and what we want to plant in here to maximize our growing season and really just to extend that growing season. And boy, does it get warm in here. It is a blustery, windy February day. It feels like this place is like shifting and moving. I'm like, is it even safe? But it is. It totally is. Very gusty here in Pennsylvania today, and the temperature is reading 68 degrees, and it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're spending our Saturday evening in the greenhouse planting onion sets that we actually found earlier than normal. Normally, onion sets here in Pennsylvania start arriving at the beginning of March. When we were at the seed store last week, they weren't even out yet, and so we knew we would have to make another trip or at least find them locally. And last night was date night, and we just happened to find them at our hardware store, tucked in a back corner in their garden section. And we were super excited because we've tried to order these onion sets early, but they won't start shipping until a certain time here in Pennsylvania. And so we thought, well, maybe next year we'll have to call on some of our southern friends and see if y'all can get them for us and we can pay you to ship them up here. Because having a greenhouse, we can plant them. We can start that season a month early. We're planting carrots, we're gonna plant beets. The girls, you and Daddy, when I was away, way back in January, already started seedlings or seeds, and so we're bringing them off. We're bringing them up here to harden them off. They're actually down in the lower greenhouse, hardening off and getting ready to plant. And mainly those were cruciferous vegetables. There were some tomatoes and peppers that aren't quite ready to go in the ground unless we cover them. But I think it's still a little too soon for those because the nights do get cold and it gets pretty cool in here. But during the day it warms up so nice, and so it's just the point of getting from the house up to the greenhouse, and I just say to myself, it'll be warm up there, it'll be warm up there, it'll be warm up there. And once we get up here, it's just so peaceful. So we're still just figuring this space out, and it's a whole new learning curve in gardening for us. And I know so many of you are out there starting your garden for the first time, or maybe this is your second year and you're expanding your garden beds and you're learning, and so are we. So I just wanted to let you know we're always learning something new, and that's what drives us, and I sure hope it drives you too, to learn and to grow and to keep developing skills for just the future, because you never know what the future holds, and to have these skills of being able to grow your own food is absolutely priceless. So I wish you luck in your gardening endeavors as spring is just around the corner. And we are going to be up here this evening figuring out a watering system and planting those first few crops. Right, Sawyer? What are you planting?
Onions and peas.
Yeah, you already started some peas, right? With Daddy. Yeah, so she's super excited, and all the girls really are. We already have lettuce started from the fall, lots of kale. So I feel like spring has come really early, but I know it's just the point of having this space and being able to grow even earlier. I kind of feel rushed, but I feel blessed at the same time trying to soak it all in. So I think our biggest challenge up here is our watering system. And we bought, did you buy drip? What's the difference between drip?
Huh?
Did you buy drip irrigation?
Yeah.
Okay. Last night was date night, and so we did, when we found our onion sets, we were also looking at drip irrigation at our hardware store. And then Brooke took a trip down to Knowles Greenhouse Supply where we got our plastic. And you didn't want to wait in line. It was pretty full. It was license plates from all over the Tri-County area, but Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. So we were blessed to have this in our backyard, but knowing the time to go is also maybe not on a Saturday. So he went back to the hardware store yesterday and today and picked up some drip irrigation, and that looks like this. All right.
Okay, let's get him on his carrot shot.
It's just tubing that, what goes into it? Do you have it? Okay.
So that's your main line.
Okay, so Brooke will explain it. This is the main, okay. This is the main line that gets hooked up to the water system.
And then your little drip.
And then this is the drip that will then come off and goes between, you know, your vegetables. And so it's gonna be a lot of work to put that all in and then throughout the greenhouse. And we're debating, will a big sprinkler work just as well? So we're going back and forth before we put the time and the energy in. We already put the money into it and opened it up, so we can't return it. But we can use it probably throughout the garden. We did this at our first homestead that we rented. He hooked it all up in the flower beds and in the garden.
That whole corner.
Not garden. Did you put it in the garden?
We did just regular drip then.
Yeah, we did regular drip in the garden without. Did you do this in the garden?
No.
No. So this. I get really confused about terminology, as you can tell. Drip. What's that? Because what is that called? That's the drip line.
Yeah.
And this is the
That's just
main drip.
It's just a garden hose.
Garden hose. Okay. So he put this throughout the garden at our old place, but he actually put it through all my flower beds because I'm really bad at watering. So what we're doing up here now is just carrying buckets from down at the well, all the way up the hill, and watering, which is a pain in the rear. And so we have to figure out something.
You have to pay your gym membership.
I don't have to pay a gym membership. So that's our biggest challenge here in the greenhouse right now, just figuring out water. So we'll fill you in when we figure it out. Sorry for my lack of knowledge on drip irrigation and terminology. All that matters to me is that my flowers, my plants, my vegetables are watered. Okay?
So make sure this one. Never mind.
Will that work?
Well, they sell corners.
You really need a corner?
One less connection to the leak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're doing that.
Thanks for being with us today and just following along on our gardening adventures. I hope it spurs you on to just keep going, keep growing, and to take root in some awesome, amazing skills that are going to further your family and your homestead. All right, guys. Till next time.